Okay, we're up and running.
It's like a conference.
That's what I call them, conferences. Saves me all time marking at home. Smart. Okay, so you haven't annotated much, is there a reason why?
When I highlighted, I know why I'm highlighting. I thought it would be better to just start rather than
Okay.
annotate.
Alright, so we'll see when we read it if that's been effective or not, okay? Rather than me just going, well, that's not going to work. Okay. Alright, so let me have a look at the background information. Just avoid that kind of in recent years part. And maybe just say, around little schools increasingly, yada yada yada, principles. Okay, so it doesn't always have to be something that sparked a debate. I think that's just something we're just wired to go with for our first sentence. Use your background information to think about how you'll introduce the issue. I won't address the parents of the students. Urges parents of the pupils. Okay. We said the exact same thing here. Address the parents of the students. Urges the parents of the pupils. Okay, so just be address the parents of the students. Urges them to support technological. As a means to improve education, passionate, inspirational nature, strives to expose the educational benefits of this application to parents, to those who may be. Okay, I see what you're going to probably say. You always tell me to be specific. So I always tell you to be, so yeah, fair enough if there. Who may be concerned in response. So instead of saying in comparison, say in response to Gibson's letter, an email written to Boulevard questions, okay? Because it's not more so like an in comparison. It's just pull away from the generic what you go to and say, is that working for the pieces I've been given? Just synonyms. Deeply concerned, hesitant, and doubtful nature. I only kind of jump on two of them, so I maybe just been like with a hesitant and doubtful nature. Okay, you could maybe say a concerned parent and do that because it's deeply concerned there. Okay. Okay. Again, like I said to the last student, this first line is really important. And I would start by talking about why that very first line has been used. She's really started it, instead of going, boom, this is it. It's like, hey, I hope you guys have a good summer, and I'm really casual, and I want to see that we have a really kind of good relationship, and now that you can see that I'm building that kind of, then we can go into it. So. Financial structure branch of Australian classes by certain species suggested. Okay, so this is good, but what I want you to do is when you're looking at what the impact is on the parents, connect it more so to the parents thinking about what it's going to do for their children, because it's all about what their benefit is for their kids. You guys all right? Okay. Because in the end, the parent is always going to be like, well, how's this going to help my child? That's what they care about. There are parts in here, I'm surprised that you haven't Oh, maybe you go into it further. Let me just not let you have, don't worry. Just your expression as revolutionary in that you were right in the first maybe as revolutionary, and explains that the AI will monitor each student. And this is something that we kind of tried to work on a bit with text response. Just go with the benefits. Okay, so all of this here, you haven't really talked about the impact of it. So you've got explains the benefits, can have a learning environment, describes it's revolutionary, explains that AI will monitor as they walk through daily lessons, this will completely transform the classroom, create a highly engaged environment, and then you've just gone straight to the image. So you need to be looking more specifically at the words revolutionary, at the positive connotation attached to that, about how it makes the parents be like, oh, my children are going to be above all the others, they're going to be ahead than the kids at other schools, it's going to be giving them more of an advantage. Monitor each student, they're going to be like, well, my child's not going to get left behind. Okay, so look more, and I know you can do this because you've done this really well in your last one. Specific words, and what the specific words, because these things here shouldn't be grouped together because they're really doing quite different things, aren't they? Again, this will completely transform the classroom. Why do the parents want his classroom to be completely transformed? What's going on in the classroom already at the moment that it needs to be transformed? Okay? Okay, so I know you're going to improve the image analysis from this one. Okay, so you know what we've forgotten to do? We've forgotten to talk about why the shift.
Yeah, so why did you put it?
Yep, so why has she followed on with this after the previous one? How is it building the thinking process of the audience? And why has the tone changed? Okay. How is it building the thinking process? You know when you do, however, you can just go comma. However, it doesn't look good as a first word. Start a new sentence.
So to join them.
Yep. Again, appeals to the persuasive technique of, that's kind of like what we were doing with text response, isn't it? So I would say, however, Gibson applies logos to present the benefits of these tablets. Okay, and then be like, by logically describing that, or by rationalising that. If you've said logos, you don't really need to say to present a logical aspect because you've kind of just done that, yeah. Do you remember what it's called, what the appeal is when it's about money? Yeah, good.
I thought it might be.
No, it is. Hip pocket nerve. And so what she's really doing here is she's targeting those parents who are concerned about money and where the finance might be an issue, and really getting them to see that it's not something, it's in the long run it's going to be, as you said, they're beneficial. So it's putting their minds at ease, okay? Remember I told you to try and think about what the opposite would be, and then why they're trying to cancel out the opposite.
Yeah.
She urges parents who may be responsible for wasting money to consider food as finally gives some sense of rebuttal. Okay, why she ended with the rebuttal again. We need to look at the structure. It's really important that we look at it holistically and how it's happening in order. Has the tone shift? If it has, why? You don't really appeal to ethos. It's more of a strategy. Okay. When you say appeal to ethos, what do you mean?
Like trying to establish credibility so that they.
So maybe say Gibson takes an ethos approach by connecting the blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even know if I was like correctly identifying arguments.
Oh yeah, you have. You're not really gonna you identify them incorrectly. It's okay. It's more that you can just identify shifts in the way things have happened, shifts in the strategies. I think of it more as like strategies rather than arguments. Okay. So again here, the fact you want to talk about why it's the research team at Teachy, okay, and the impact of that expert opinion. Otherwise it becomes just a generic, the expert opinion does this. Look at who the expert is. Look at how parents are going to have, faith in those who have done research in education, and they're going to trust the impact what that's going to do for their children.
Yeah.
You've got this evidence, but you haven't got the quotes. Okay. Why is she trying to focus on not having a negative, why she's used well-being of the students? Okay, we need to be doing more specific word level. You've kind of grabbed on a bit of what the sentence is about, but we need to pull into the actual literal words.
Yeah.
And something that may help with that is having more just words when you do this part here. So instead of going, what is the actual one or two words in that sentence that's really pushing that message.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and we've also got, here, university across various professions. Instead of saying that's going to give them life skills, it makes them think about the future of their child and how it's going to open them up to worlds that are going to be able to give them success and then persuades the parents. I would be more so which not consoles, what's the word? Like it reassures. Because she's not trying to persuade them there, she's trying to reassure them. So try and be specific what it's actually doing. Okay, so what you need to make sure you've done it a bit here, but you will need to be really wary of the time. Okay, and make sure that if need be, you jump straight into that comparative paragraph. Okay, so you've got to look at why is Butler acknowledging the hopeful and optimistic spirit of the staff. He's not just trying to kind of bash them. He wants them to see that he's recognising them. So I would be more like appeal to well-being or something. Okay, that part is fine. Alright, so need to be doing a lot more work in time conditions, I think.
Yeah.
Because this is definitely not as strong as your last one.
Okay.
Did you feel that yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do is your main points are look at word level, analysis more, connect the analysis more directly to the actual issue at hand, and think about the thought process they're trying to change. See if I can spell process. Stronger image analysis. Continue to work on the clarity of your writing. Clarity of your writing. Stronger discussion needed for about shifting of argument, about argument placement. Okay, does that all?
Yes.
Do you feel you know how to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And while I was writing, I knew.
So you're okay.
I feel when you're right.
So we go in that there, we'll be putting that probably there. Going there. Probably be shifting that one there at the moment. Okay. So if we looked at overall, we'll probably be about there. Okay? Which we know is not where you're at.
Can I just quickly...
Yep. Yeah, that's much better. So much better.